Hey, good afternoon. Happy Friday. It's Jarek Cyphus, aka Cigar and Con here. Here we are with another show. It's the end of the month, so we're gonna kind of not so much do a recap on things. I might do another video later, maybe next week, maybe Tuesday or something, to do a quick recap of the month of September and move on to what we're gonna do in October, since October is gonna be a new stream season theme and kind of a new spooky theme that I'm gonna kind of throw into a lot of my news that I'm doing because well, it's gonna be Halloween soon and I would like to get as much Halloween saturation in the world before everyone starts pumpkin spice everything and doing all the Christmas bullshit way before Halloween's even over. So, let's just jump right into it and what's going on. I want to talk a little bit about the in real life situation that I have going on. I did go see the doctor on this past Thursday, as I said I was going to. It's why the stream was late. And hey, I finally made a Thursday stream. Thank you, by the way, Lefty Cammy and Brother Hal for coming out to support. And thank you, Lefty Cammy, for helping me get through the vault. Finally going to get my character caught up, so appreciate that. So anyway, earlier that day, I went to the doctor and was told that the lab that was suggestive that I had Crohn's is not a reliable lab anymore. So, fuck me, right? You know, from the Navy to the civilian doctors, it seems like this cycle never fucking ends. But he's not going to rule out Crohn's just yet, so props to them for at least entertaining the idea that, hey, maybe we should look at something the Navy never bothered to fucking examine, because fuck the Navy right now, and I'll get to why in a minute. So, it may be Crohn's, it may not be. But because I have family history of Crohn's, I have a cousin with Crohn's, sister with IBS, and things of that nature, they're not going to quite rule out the fact that I have Crohn's, or maybe not yet. So, on October 7th, Monday, I get to go take a nap, and they get to explore the eternal abyss that is my insides from both directions. So I'm sure I'm going to be feeling fucking terrific from Sunday on. I may have to cancel that Sunday stream because I'm probably going to be grumpy since I have to have an all-liquid diet that day. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on there. And good and the bad and the ugly, we're going to shift gears a little bit. Borderlands 3 is apparently selling well despite some of the backlash. I don't think anybody should really be all that surprised about it. I'm not going to take Young Ya's thunder. Young Ya has some good thoughts on this, on why it's ridiculous that 2K Games are going out and taking their AAA games and taking that extra pay cut, or that extra slice of pay because they want Epic exclusive versus doing what everybody else is doing, well, trying to do what everybody else is doing. But that's neither here nor there. I'm eventually going to get Borderlands 3 when they work out a few more of the bugs and I free up some space on my computer, and we will go from there. Shadowkeep is out next week, and I kind of want to get a few things out of the way with the Shadowkeep thing, too. So for those of you who are playing on PC, make sure you do your Steam transfer as soon as possible. I'm doing mine today. I'm already behind the power curve. I should have did it last week. I'm doing it tonight. That's going to be one of the first things I do here pretty soon while I'm starting to compile a video. But I definitely can't stress enough, if you're on PC, start your Steam transfer right away. Console, don't have to worry about it. But what I would do, since everything's going into your collections now, if you have Eververse armor that you're willing to part with, that just kind of sitting around, if it's in your vault, whatever, break that shit down, get as much bright dust as you can, because that's going to be a earned through game currency. Now, granted, some things that you will break down Eververse-wise will still go to bright dust. You'll still have legendary shards, you'll still have glimmer and things like that, but it's going to work a lot differently now than it used to. And if you have already built up power level armor that's Eververse, after Shadowkeep goes live on Tuesday, that's going to break down to legendary shards. So if you want your bright dust, so you can buy some shinies in the store once in a while, I would do that now and get that out of the way. So the bad news, we're going to do a quick, funny one, I guess. Check your power armor helmets. If you were a Fallout 76 Collector's Edition buyer, or you were one of the 32 in the world who got that Nuka-Cola Edition power armor helmet, check that fabric liner for possible mold. Yeah, mold. In a statement that they put out, it turns out that the Collector's Edition armor helmets weren't affected by this, which led some to think maybe it was a different packaging thing, and the collectibles came out and did make a statement. The company came out and they did make a statement saying that, hey, it was actually the Ford shipping to GameStop, that where the issue had occurred. When it left their factory and went into the Ford freight shipping to the GameStops, that's when the issue occurred, where the risk for mold development could have happened. I don't know if they just had a leak in the truck, if there was water in the truck, if it was exposed to fluids. Who the hell knows what the problem was? But it was only, it's funny because they made a funny big story about this all week long, and there was only 32 damn helmets. So, because some people were nervous about it, because on one hand you had folks who were all, oh shit, man, these helmets are pretty much identical. The only difference is paint. Well, yeah, they are pretty much the same damn helmet. It's the same manufacturing, same materials, maybe different storage methods, maybe not. Well, according to the collectibles company, they had they shipped those to GameStop versus shipping direct to the people who had pre-ordered the collector's edition. So it worked a little differently there. Who knows? That might be true, that might not be. I don't like leaving things to chance, just like Young did. He slid his power armor helmet off to the side, probably for the better. Precautionary. Let's get all the facts first. Let's make sure that nobody's going to be wanting to go all cosplay and throw their damn power helmet on and be sniffing up a freaking black mold for the hours that they're at a con somewhere, and then they croak over in the middle of the show, because that would be bad, not just for them, but for Bethesda and really the company that made the helmets too. So let's try to avoid that. Let's go ahead and jump into the ugly, because I want to end this on a positive note. And I want to discuss something that's very, very serious. And I know I've had a lot of people ask, when am I going to start discussing military and veterans topics? I knew it was originally planned to happen in November. I'm pushing it to now, and there's a specific reason why. Let's talk about this. Right now, investigators are probing 4 suicides involving the carrier crew of the USS Bush. There was a suicide for a machinist mate 3rd class back in July 16th. And then there were 2 on September 19th and 1 prior to that on September 14th. So you've had 4 suicides on the same ship over the summer. Now, granted, none of the deaths occurred on the carrier, but the fact that this crew is having a rash of suicides, and for a variety of reasons that you can read on Navy Times and various outlets. Just look up the Bush suicides and you can read enough for yourself. But the problem is, when you already had 1 suicide on July 16th, you stop right there, okay? You should never... Suicide awareness is taught every year anyway. It's part of the requirements for the Navy. And one of the problems that happens when you have a suicide is everyone feels down for a little bit. Some folks know about that there was an unintended death at HM14 earlier in the year as well. Petty Officer Sinise had passed away, and it's a somber moment for a while. It takes a while for people to move on. And by all accounts, none of these folks were loners. They had friends. They had people who were very affected by these suicides. And you even had a chief. Okay, you had a chief electronics technician, nuclear, a nuke, who'd committed suicide. An AO who committed suicide. And an airman. And then you had a machinist mate earlier in the summer. You had a chief at the very end of the chief season, the CPO season, at the very end, commit suicide. And then you had a pair of blue shirts commit suicide the week after. They were all in a span of 5 days right there, those 3. Span of 5 days, not even a whole week's time. After you already had a suicide July 16th. Someone on that ship's not doing their job. And I can say that because I'm ex-Navy. I'm not in anymore. I can share my opinion. And it does sound like a very grave opinion, and it sounds like I'm very, very severe about this. But you have to understand you have when you have 46 active duty and 4 reservists die from suicide between January 1st and September 15th, and that these rates have been increasing steadily since 2016, you have to do more, especially when you have one. You should never have any. Your goal should be no suicides. Your goal should be intervention the moment somebody seems off. We're trained about this all the time. And do people who are getting low try to find ways to game that system, to try and pretend like everything's okay? Yeah, they do. Some of them become pretty good actors. However, there's always a tell. When someone has something going on, behavior changes. There's always a tell. Okay? I can't stress enough how important it is for the commanding officers of these ships, these commands, these short duty stations. I cannot stress enough how important it is to follow up with your sailors. Excuse me, had a slight interruption there. I had to shut off that alarm. So, we're going to talk about this more in November. I'm going to be doing a lot of plugging for hashtag 22kill, and we'll get more into this later. But as it says here at the end of the article, Navy Times, if you, a friend, or a loved one in crisis, please connect with a trained counselor now. Confidential immediate help is available 24/7 at no cost to active duty, guard, and reserve members, their family, and friends. Contact the military crisis line. There's a link right here and a 1-800 number, toll free, right here. Okay? And press 1 or access online chat by texting 838255. Your life matters. Okay? Seriously. Talk to somebody. I say this all the time. Talk to somebody. Don't be a statistic. People are there for you. People love you. People have been in your shoes before. Maybe not in your exact situation, but they have felt how you feel. And the survivors can teach you how to survive just as well, if not better. Ask for help. It's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. I promise you. Speaking from somebody who's been there. So with the sad shit out of the way, let's move on to what we're doing. Season of the harvest. Let's get spooky, get in the season of Halloween, and let's have a little fun, alright? Sunday night, we're going to be starting my run through the quarantine zone on Dathomir on Star Wars Galaxies Legends, trying to get me that damn Flare S speeder. So if you're a Galaxies player, please, for the love of God, come help a brother out. I would love to do this. I expect to die. We should all die. It's supposed to be the Sag must die kind of motif. So it's going to be fun. A lot of chaos. I'm expecting a lot of chaos. And I don't care because it's going to be a damn good time. And then Tuesday, we will kick off Destiny 2 Shadowkeep if all goes well. And depending on when I'm done at the VA, it might start early. It might start on time-ish. My goal is to start early and not have any interruptions and be there with everybody else, all of the big ones, Cammy Cakes, Fallout Plays, Datto, Evade. I want to be there when they're all streaming together. I don't want to be just another sheep in the herd running around. I'm not going to have the viewers they do, and I accept that. But I just want to be there on day one for a change. So, Shadowkeep stream is definitely happening on Tuesday. Then Thursday, we're going to start Doom. I'm going to go to the highest difficulty that I have unlocked and punish myself severely. And then as the month winds down closer to Halloween, we'll be switching gears and doing some more MMOs. Star Trek Online, Star Wars Galaxies, Guild Wars 2, and Final Fantasy 14. I know I'm forgetting someone. I think it's going to be it for right now. And we're going to be focusing on a lot of the Halloween spooky content. Maybe even some SWTOR 2 if they have the Rat Ghoul Plague stuff going on. So tune in. That's going to be a freaking great time. And I can't wait to show off my stream trailer tonight for Season of the Harvest. It'll be premiering in a few hours. So take a peek. Stay tuned to my channel. This is not all you're going to see tonight. So, hey, drop a like, drop a sub. Support me on Patreon if you can. Appreciate it as always. Love y'all. Jarek Cyphus, signing out.